We're just about done with this bedroom renovation, but there's one thing left to do, and that is put up some curtains. Now the curtains that we chose are from IKEA. They are the Sonella light gray velvet curtains. I always try to hang my curtains from the ceiling to the floor, and so the VidIQ's perfect for that. If you have no ceiling joists, the VidIQ can still be hung up, no ceiling joists, just using the drywall and the toggle bolts. It's really strong and has no problem holding up there. Slide them back. I like that. This is nice. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hang the VidIQ from the ceiling along with hanging our Sonella curtains. IKEA does make these nice curtains that are velvet curtains. We really like the blue velvet Sonella curtains that we got for the studio/office. I'll put a link here for that video if you want to go and check that out. And so in here, everything's kind of like a more lighter color, and we thought, how about trying out the Sonella light gray curtains to put up here? So that's what we're going to do today in this video, along with putting up the VidIQ. Now the VidIQ is a great system that you get from IKEA, and it's meant to hang from the ceiling, but you can also hang it from the wall if you buy some extra accessories. So this is the VidIQ. This has all your hardware other than screws to screw it to the ceiling. They don't supply those, but that's not a problem. I'll show you exactly what to use so you can hang this up. So things that you need besides the track system, you're also going to need one pack of these slides to use with the VidIQ. Number 204-830-02. And you buy those separate. What screws do you use? Well, I'm not sure what your ceilings are, but for this ceiling, it's wood and drywall. You can go with these number 8s. These are 1.5 inches. You're gonna need at least 1.5 inches so that you can get through the drywall and into the actual wood in your ceiling. And this should get that done. These are panhead Phillips sheet metal screws that work really good for this. If we don't happen to hit a ceiling joist, this can still be done using toggle bolts. This is 2 inches and it's 1/8 thick. It still has that flat head, so this will work just fine with the VidIQ. For hanging this up, to cut the VidIQ, you can use a hacksaw, something like this, and I'll show you how to use this to do that. I'll leave a link in the description for all of this stuff so you can go and check out what I used here. The VidIQ is 55 inches long. The window is longer than that, so one track will not work. So for this window, I have 2 VidIQ. When you put the VidIQ up, I would start from the center back and decide where you want it at. And then I would cut both of these down to size. So we're going to take our measurement now. So our window is 60 inches wide. The Sonella curtains are 55 inches. With our window being 60 inches, we want to have enough on each side so that we can draw back our curtain some. So I'm thinking from the inside here, about 7 inches. That way we have plenty of room to draw back our curtains on each side so we can get the full potential of the window. So window being 60 inches, we're gonna basically split that in 2 so we can have the track meet in the middle. And that's gonna mean that each track is 37 inches. So now we need to go and cut our track at 37 inches so that we can get these installed. So let's go. We have our VidIQ. We're gonna be cutting it at 37 inches. We can go ahead and take the boxes off of here since we're now gonna be opening up the rails. And those boxes will just snap right off there. And when you open it up, you're gonna have all your stuff in there, your directions, along with all the parts to hang this up with. These pieces right here go on the end of the VidIQ, and that's so the slides don't fall off. This piece right here is going to hold both of the tracks together right where you're connecting them. The other thing is going to be this piece. This is going to go right here between the ceiling and the rail. Then you're going to slide it and close it, and it won't be able to come out of the rail. So you basically are only putting this on the ceiling, and that's it. So now we need to go ahead and open up our track here. So this is the track. You have one side that's thicker than the other. This side's going to be for your slides, the bigger side, and this side is going to go in the ceiling. And that's where I was saying, as far as this piece goes, it slides on there. So if this piece is on the ceiling, you're going to get the rail up there. Then you're going to close this down. Once you lock that in place on the ceiling, it's not going to go anywhere. And that's how that's going to go. So to cut our track, the first thing we need to do is measure out where we want it to go. Take our tape measure. So we're going to be somewhere right in here, 37. So we're going to go ahead and mark this at 37. Now we're going to use our tool to cut this. If you're not sure if this is the best way to do this, you can always do a practice piece off of the end here. So if you want to just see, okay, see how easy that cuts? Cuts really good. So now we're going to take our piece and we're going to cut this just like this. And there we go. Now we have one piece that should be 37 inches. And there you go, 37 inches. That's perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and cut our second piece. Now that saw did just fine, but if you happen to have a circular saw with a metal blade, you can cut this like the other one. So we're going to go ahead and give this one a whirl. There we go, a lot quicker. So having the right tool sometimes definitely is the way to go. Just wanted to show you different ways to do things. Okay, so we're going to take our tape measure here and we're going to measure out and see what we got, 37. So that's our 2 tracks. When we have these up there to be installed, we're going to be using this. So how this works is it has those feet that's going to help hold it up. You're going to put it in this side. Once you get it in, you'll notice that the feet hold that up. Then we're going to get it in the other side. And once that's together, you just simply clip down and now your 2 pieces will hold together just like that. Okay, so now that we know how this is going to work, now we can locate our studs or ceiling joists as they're called in the ceiling. Ceiling joists are 24 on center typically. So once you find one, you could always measure over to find another. Our plan is to at least be able to get 1 stud here, maybe 2. We'll see. But I have a plan for that. If we don't happen to hit a ceiling joist, I'll show you a method so that it doesn't come falling back out after you put it up. Because if you just go in the drywall, all this is going to be for nothing. It will eventually work its way and fall on you. And drywall anchors are the way to go, but you got to have the right one for this. I'll show you what I use. But let's see if we can't locate some ceiling joist. And somewhere right in here is going to be the center. So I think they're going this way. If they are, we may not get any studs. We have one that's too far back or too far forward, but I'm going to show you how this can still be done using these right here. Now these are toggle bolts. I've talked about these before. If you have ever watched any of my other videos, I tend to talk about toggle bolts because they work in a lot of different ways to hold different things. And for ceiling use, these work really well. This is 2 inches and it's an 1/8 thick. It still has that flat head, so this will work just fine with the VIDGA track. The way the toggle bolt works, you're going to take the butterfly shape here. You're going to squeeze it together, take the screw and thread it on there like that. When this goes into the ceiling, you have to clear the drywall with this extra piece. Once it's up in there, it'll release. This will be on the other side of the drywall. And then when you tighten this down, this right here now is going to hold that on. And that's the purpose of this. So that's what we're going to have to put the VIDGA track up with. So now we're going to have to mark where we want the VIDGA track. I don't want it to be all the way against the wall because you have this here. So this is 2.5. The VIDGA track is 5/8. So really this needs to come out 4 inches. So 4 inches in on here and 4 inches out on there. It'll just be consistent. I'm going to go ahead and mark this mark. That'll be the center mark. Now we can go ahead and mark over 4 inches. Now we need to come out 4 inches right here. Now we can go ahead and mark over 4 inches on the other side of the center. That'll be right there. Coming out 4 inches. The VIDGA track should be 37 inches. 4 inches off of that, that'll be 33. So now we're going to mark from that center mark over 33 inches. That's going to be right about here. Then we're going to come out 4 inches. 4 inches. So now we have that marked. We have to mark the next one. 33 from the center mark here. Then we're going to come out 4 inches, and that's going to be right here. So now we have this marked, that marked. This is what's going to hold the VIDGA truck up. Now for the toggle bolts, you need a 3/8 drill bit. So that's about what it takes to get this into the ceiling. We already know where our hole's going to be. It's going to be right here. There we go. After we make our hole, we have to be ready with this to put this on there. So this is going to go to the ceiling. The screw is going to go right in there. Then we're going to have our washer on there. That's going to be right at the ceiling. So it's going to look like this. We're going to have our washer. Then on this, it goes in like this. And you're just going to screw this in right here. Just a little bit. And then we'll squeeze that down. Then we're going to put in our piece right in here like this. And it'll plop open. Oh, there it is. It's done. Now all we got to do is use our screwdriver and tighten it up. Make sure it moves a little bit. So that's one of them. We can go ahead and do our second one right here. This is hole number 2. This is going to be for the other side of the track. Since they're so close together, it seems best to go ahead and just add these 2 on there. Now I have to do 2 more. I'm just going to keep doing the same thing here. There we go. Now we just have 1 more to do. So that's the last one here. I'm going to go ahead and put this piece, the one that flips up, we're going to have to put that one in first. It's going to hold our 2 tracks together. And we're going to go to the halfway mark. And then we're going to snap it down. And the reason why we have to do this one first, we won't be able to snap it down once we have that in play. So then we're going to put this up here to the ceiling. Right here was our middle mark. Now that we have that snapped in, you see it stays. Turn the track just like that, and there you go. Look at that, strong as ever. Exactly where we wanted it. Take our other track. Remember now, the short side, there's a big side, that's for all the other pieces. This is the short part. The short side goes up here. Now we're going to slide these 2 together. Put that in the track, put this one in the track. See, now they're together, and we're going to tighten these down. There you go. Okay, now that we have that in, I'm going to go ahead and take one of these for the end. It goes in the big end and snap it in the end. And this piece make it to where the curtains don't come off on the end. And we're going to put all of our curtains on the other end and just slide them over. Let's go ahead and tighten this piece up. We're doing this with the included Allen wrench that they gave us. It's fairly easy to do. We don't need a specialty tool or anything. Just tighten it up. And now on one of the curtain ones, on the very end, you can clip it in here and it'll help to keep it to one side. So when you're closing them, it'll stop and hold it on the one side. Right now we have a stop in this side. The other side is open so we can slide them all on. We have our curtains right here. And how this is going to work is you can bunch these up right here, or they have one of these little spots down here that you can clip these on. And so let's go ahead and clip this one right there. It's on the very top so you can see it. It just clips right in there, hooks, and then you close it, and that's going to be it. And then when you put this on the track, it's going to go like this into the track, and it'll go right across through there. Now on this particular one, we're probably going to clip this into the end so that you can't pull it all the way across. Now if you didn't take the time to clip all these together, you'll have to do that before you can get to this stage. All these do come off, and you have the 2 pieces. This is how they come, and then they expect you to clip them all together. And the reason they want all these in the track, and then you clip this to the curtain and then hang it up, and that just seems like more work. So I like to clip them together now to save me a little bit of that work later, especially when it comes to using your arm strength up in the air for so long. Every place you see one of these bunched up spots, that's pretty much where we're going to put these. So you can just go from the left or the right. There you get the next one. And we're going to keep carrying on doing this until we get all the way down the line. It's a little tedious, but that's what it takes to get this done. It takes 10 per panel on these curtains here, and you're getting 24, so really you need 1 pack of these to do 2 panels to make these curtains work. So let's go ahead and hang up the one curtain that we have ready. All we have to do is slide it in one side and just slide it across. There is one. And that is one right there. Okay, so that completes this next panel. Now we can put it up. On the last one, I'm going to take the glide off. Instead of having it on the glide, we're going to hook it to here, and that's going to help it stay over here on the one side. Yeah, that's right. Goes right in here. Okay. Then we're going to take our Allen wrench here and just tighten this up. So now you're not going to be able to pull it off of the track, and it'll always stay right on the end, and you won't have to mess with that anymore. Put that piece in there. We're going to tighten this down. Then we're going to use this piece here and clip onto here. And there we go. So now that one's in there. It's not going to pull over at all. This is the Sonella curtains and the VIDGA track. It's really easy to open these up. They slide and glide perfect, and I like that. It's so easy to get open and closed. They are room darkening. They are like next to blackout. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there's a little bit of light that comes through here. I'll turn the light off. So this is with the lights off. You can see it does bring in a little bit of light from outside, but it's made this room dark. If you're looking for a little bit of light without going too dark, these work really well. If you found this video to be helpful, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, be part of the family, and we'll see you in the next one. Booyah!